one of you say to yourself that I could live in slavery time? Or you one of those ones that say, I hate my life? Well, I think after hearing this speech, you will have a change of mind and be happy on your living conditions. Knowing about slavery. To inform my audience about slavery, the basics of knowing when slavery started, what slavery was, and when slavery ended. I want to tell all of you here today that you're lucky to be living in this day and age rather than slavery. Let me begin by telling you when slavery started. When slavery started and why. According to Eddie Becker, Chronicles of History on Slavery's website, slavery began in 1619 and was because a Dutch slave trader exchanged his cargo of Africans for food in 1619. The Africans became endurance servants, similar in legal position to many poor Englishmen who traded several years of labor in exchange for passage to America. Let me go to my visual pictures. As you can see, a lot of people rather not catch the bus, but rather have a car. A lot of people rather have a house than a one-bedroom apartment. A lot of people rather have their own food rather than eating out the soup kitchen. But back in the slavery days, slaves had to get on a cargo and be sold for food, which is wrong. Also, although the number of African American slaves grew slowly but fast, by the 1680s, they had become essential to the economy of Virginia. During the 17th and 1800th century, African American slaves lived in all of England's North American colonies. Between 16,000 and 50,000 of Africans have been forcibly transported to North America. Now that we get an understanding of when slavery started and why, let me go over what slavery was. According to Ehrlich Bono Phillips' book, African Negro Slavery, we discovered what slavery was. West Indian settlers wanted Negroes for their sugar fields. As you go back to my picture, you can see owners had their slaves pick their sugar fields. Now, this day and age, a lot of people hate taking the grass out, hate taking the trash out. But whether you do it on your own or have somebody tell you when to do it, how to do it, and when to do it. Persons became slaves through captures or through inheritance of status. This day and age, capture will be called kidnapping, which is illegal. Now, do you rather live in this day and age or back in slavery? Ownership was absolute in eyes of law, and captives were often treated with cruelty, and slaves was born and locally was generally regardless of a member of their owner's family and was shown much consideration. Also, according to William Lloyd Garrison's book, No Compartments with Slavery, we learn a little more of what slavery was. Slaves deemed sold, taken, and adjudged in law by a chattel person in the hands of their own owners and processors. That's illegal and called kidnapping, which can get you jail time into this day. Now, would you rather live in this day and time or slavery? And also, according to Joseph Warren Kiefer's book, Slavery for 4 Years of War, Volume 1 and 2, we get into more of what slavery was. Tribes was formed for defense, and thus war came all over to maintain mere savage excellence. Through panic war, captives was taken, and such as were not slain was compelled to labor for their capture. That's illegal in this day rather than slavery. Now that we got a handle on what slavery was, let's go over when slavery ended. According to Seymour Bailey Tompkins' book, Slavery, What It Was, What It's Done, and What It Intends to Do, tell us more when slavery ended. By the Daion Committee, Georgia, January 1775, it was declared to show the world that we are not influenced by any contract and interest motives, but a general of mankind of whatever language and complexity, we hereby declare our disapprobation and our abhorrence of unnatural practice of slavery, an American practice founded in injustice and cruelty and highly dangerous to our liberty. Now that's saying we taking slavery away and calling it illegal like it is today. I take it now that everyone here today knows some sort of slavery. From when did slavery start, what was slavery, and when it ended. So whoever in this room today say to themselves, I hate my life, just think again of what people went through in slavery time. I'll give credit to Becca Eddy, Chronicles of a History of Slavery, Web, 1999. Tompkins, Seymour Bailey, Slavery, What It Was, What It Has Done, and What It Intends to Do, April 24th, 1860, 16, page 16 and 17. Kiefer Joseph Warren, Slavery for 4 Years, War, Volume 1 and 2, 1900, page 26. Garrison Williams Lloyd, Come Press with Slavery, February 14th, 1854, page 46 and 47. And Phillips Ehrlich Burnell, American Negro Slavery, page 25 and page 26.